What's up? 805 is in the house. My man Jorge, how you doing, buddy? Double D, what's going on? Brenda, Brenda Arrington. I think that is a new name. Not sure. I don't remember ever seeing that one. How are you doing, lady? Welcome aboard. So happy to see you this evening. Chris, what's going on, fam? How you doing, buddy? How are you doing? Yeah, 805, man. As it cools down, I really want to spend more time out here. Would love to do some live streaming from here, man. It's a lot of moving pieces. I got to bring all my equipment from the studio down here, but I really enjoy it. It's nice and cool right now. Right now I think we're going on low 60s, man. In Texas, it's a beautiful time of the year. I get to fire up one of my cheap smokes. So it's all good. Let's give them a few more minutes, guys and gals. Let's give them a few more minutes. Make sure my phone is turned down. How's everyone's week been going? I hope it's been a very productive week, successful week. We've got Friday, man, and then you guys get to relax and party for a little bit. Relax and party for a little bit. So I'm sure you saw the little promo. We're gonna be talking cold weather dishes, man. And they don't have to be necessarily cold weather, because some of those things that we enjoy during the cold, we tend to enjoy them year round. But they're especially comforting during the periods of cooler temperatures. So we're going to be talking about that. Carlos, what's happening, buddy? How are you doing today? My man, Rick, Rick hit up my Facebook post and said he will do anything except for menudo. He called it fat soup or something along those lines. Simon, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing? We've got another 30 seconds or so, folks. Oh, yeah. Oh, Double D, we're going to be talking about that. So hang around a little bit before you run off, but we will definitely be talking about cream of potato and sausage soup. I'm telling you, I've never heard of that combo, but that sounds absolutely wonderful. That sounds absolutely wonderful. I am with you, Simon. The weather is beautiful, man. I couldn't ask for much more. As it cools down, those bugs are going away. And as I say that, one flies right on my shoulder. All right, so we're at that 4-minute mark. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys once again for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe. We really appreciate you spending the next 60 or so minutes with us. Today's topic is some of your favorite cold weather dishes. And they don't necessarily have to be on the pit. They can be on the stove, wherever you cook them, because they can be cooked multiple ways. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to have a guest as well, and I'm going to bring him in shortly. The majority of us know of Michael Bowman. And Michael's here because he and I have got a collab coming up next week. Hey, Mike, what's going on, buddy? Holler at my folks, man.
What's happening, everybody? Everybody in the chat? What's going on with you guys? What y'all cook tonight? Huh?
And Mike, for some of Mom and Papa Joe's fans who may not know of you, man, just a quick intro. I don't think I've had you. Have I had you on the chat before, Mike?
You've had me in the chat, but you hadn't had me on live.
Okay, okay. All right. So just introduce yourself real quick, man, before we get into what we are doing next week.
Well, for those of y'all who don't know me, I'm Mike, or AKA Smooth with Triple B's Barbecue. Some somewhat of a small channel, man. Just growing, Um, trying to provide uh, assistance and encourage, um, those who may look at a dish and be like, that might be hard to make. Just to encourage you to get in there and try to make that dish that you like so much. And I do my best. I'm gonna say I do my best. Still learning as far as the video side of it, but I do my best at trying to dumb it down the best I can, so anybody can, create something that they otherwise wouldn't thought that they could have created.
No
So
doubt, man.
that's me.
Yeah,
That's me
yeah,
in a
no doubt.
nutshell.
Mike, you're married. How many kids?
Yeah. Let's see.
You act
I
like
have,
you act like I hit you down low or something.
yeah. Hold on. Let me take a drink on that. No, I have 5 kids. I have 2 grandkids just been born. And I'm having another grandkid in December. So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, man. I'm having to work in West Texas. I got to leave tomorrow, and it really, really is hitting me hard because I had a lot of time with my grandkids while I was home, where I didn't get a lot of time the last time I was home. And so it's gonna be bittersweet, man.
Well, man, that is great to hear. I know I saw a picture on Facebook of you holding one of the grandkids, and
Hmm.
that has to be an awesome thing. I'm not yet a grandfather, and I don't know that I'm in any rush. My daughter is not anywhere close to ready. She says so. I'm gonna stay young as long as I possibly can.
Yeah,
But
I hear you.
before we hit the chat, man, and start talking to the audience, I know you've got to get up early tomorrow, so uh, I don't know how long you're going to hang around, but we're going to get into what you and I are doing next week, and then we will
Hmm.
see what's going on in the chat.
Oh
So,
well.
re- so real quick, Mike, you and I, we spoke of a gumbo collab.
Hmm.
I happened to watch one of your gumbo videos. I don't know how many you have on your channel, but I saw one and was very, very impressed with what you did. And I say I was impressed not only because it is so similar to my gumbo, but just the fact that you were so confident and you absolutely knew what you were doing.
Hmm.
And so when you mentioned doing a gumbo collab, I was like, oh heck yeah, let's get at it. And this is the perfect time of the year for it, man. Uh,
Yeah.
what's your history with gumbo? How did you come about being a gumbo master?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a master, but I grew up on gumbo. I live down here in Cajun country. Um, so gumbo wasn't always just a cold weather thing for us. It was something that was done basically when you had a lot of leftover meat,
Yeah,
um, a lot of leftovers that you had in the freezer, and you didn't want it to, this is back before you had vacuum sealers and stuff like that. So you didn't want your stuff to go bad, especially, smoked ham hocks and pig feet. And I mean, just, we have a plethora of seafood around here. It's just, um, being down here in Cajun country, man, it's just it's just one of them things you kind of grow up on. Watching my mom do it, I wish I could film my mom making a roux because it's ridiculous. It literally takes her 2 minutes to make
Whoa,
a roux. Yes,
whoa, yeah,
it's ridiculous. I
yeah,
cannot. I'm not gonna say that I can't wait because I can wait for that particular cast iron skillet. That cast iron skillet she makes a roux in was passed down from my grandmother. My mother has it now, and I want it.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, those cast irons are awesome hand-me-downs, man. Yeah, they're
Oh yeah.
awesome hand-me-downs. Well, man, two
Oh
minutes
yeah.
for a roux. You know, I started cooking gumbo, man, quite a few years ago. As a matter of fact, the person that got me interested in gumbo is Justin Wilson, that old
Okay.
Cajun cook
Yeah.
and storyteller. You know, he had a TV
Yeah.
show way back in the days when
Yeah.
Lassie was a pup. So he was the one that really got me into gumbo. And I ended up buying his cookbook, man, some 30 years ago. Uh, and over time, I have just come to tweak his recipes in so many different ways to create what I call my own. You know,
Hmm.
and I'm sure you're like me, man. You rarely do anything from a recipe 100%. You know, anytime you
Yeah.
get a recipe, you're always throwing a little bit of yourself into it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so that is how I got into it. And like you said, gumbo, man, is not. It's a great cold weather meal, but that is something that people enjoy year round.
Yes.
Yeah, year
Yes.
round.
It is. It is.
So
Um.
so
It's
tell us real quick. Tell us real quick about your what your plans are for your video next week.
okay. Well, it's already filmed, but well, like I said, we have access to a lot of fresh seafood. Blue crabs are kind of hit or miss sometimes, but we've had a couple of good jubilees, and there's been a lot of crab, man, a lot of crab here lately. So I lucked up while I've been home and went to my Cajun grocery market, and I picked up 5 bags of blue crab. Uh, the only thing is they were already cleaned. I was kind of upset because I like them to be. I mean, they were whole. They just didn't have their top shell.
Yeah, yeah,
So they were cleaned out. And the only bad part about that is well, it's a catch 22 because without the top shell, when you put it in your gumbo, all your body meat and everything just kind of comes out, and to be honest with you, a lot of your meat that's in the claws and everything else kind of cooks down and comes out as well. But it does help with the stock a lot,
oh man, does
because
it ever?
I use chicken stock. I've always used chicken stock. I think seafood stock can be. I mean, and it's just a personal taste because
It
everybody's
absolutely
different.
is. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that if I'm putting crab, if I'm putting shrimp, if I'm putting everything that's already going to impart a little bit of seafood flavor into my gumbo, then using seafood stock is it just kind of to me it's just too much. So I use chicken stock, um, and I just let the flavor of the seafood cook into the chicken stock, and it comes out the way I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, and I was sure to mention in my video that no two people are going to do gumbo exactly the same, man. There's so many variations, and it comes from your roots, so to speak.
Yeah.
What you saw, what region you're from, all those
Hmm.
things go into your gumbo. I'm a fan of making my own seafood stock, so I love a seafood stock.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gives it that rich seafood taste, man, flavor, the smell, the whole 9 yards.
So
Uh,
what is your go-to on making a seafood stock? What is your go-to ingredient for are you using shrimp shells?
Shrimp shells,
Yeah.
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 And I'm
Yeah.
one of those, Mike. Throughout the year, we're doing. I might do surf and turf. A steak with some shrimp, and I'm always buying raw shrimp. And I will pull those out the shell, vacuum seal those shells, little packages, and toss them in the
Yeah.
freezer.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's what I did a few days ago for this video. Pulled them out, made that stock, and man, the gumbo was banging. The gumbo was absolutely banging. So you
Yeah.
mentioned that you were going to do a two-parter.
Yeah. So I got to editing my gumbo video, and as I wasn't even halfway through because the roux, I I was just thinking the whole time as I'm editing the roux part of it, I'm like, you know what? This video, I've got so much more I want to share
Yeah.
in this video. So I was like, you know what? I've got a gumbo for beginners video already. So let me do just the roux as a video and have that as a part one, release it the day before the actual gumbo vid. And the gumbo vid still will have a little bit of the roux making,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm gonna
No,
cut
good
a lot
idea.
out. I'm gonna cut a lot out because like my my gumbo for beginners, that roux is a just a fail-proof way of making a roux to where you can't mess it up, man. I mean, the only way you can mess it up is if you just literally walk away from it and go talk on the
Yeah.
phone for 30 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
there's literally you can't mess that roux up. But it takes like that roux takes like 45 minutes as to where I did this roux in 5, 6 minutes, you
Okay.
know?
Well, man,
And,
it's going to be interesting for folks who watch both of our videos because I do a long roux cook. So I'm at a much
mhm.
lower temperature. I'm going
Yeah.
for. I actually went an hour and 45 minutes for this cook.
Ooh.
Actually went an hour and 45 minutes. And I mentioned, that it can be done faster. It
Hmm.
can be done faster. So again, that's just that different way of doing things.
Yeah.
And in the end, I think we both everybody gets to the same place,
Yes.
in the end.
Yes.
So you're going to be doing two videos. You're going to drop your first one, the roux, on Monday, folks.
Hmm.
Mike is
Yeah.
going to drop
24th.
his on Monday the 24th. And then both of our videos will be coming out on Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. This is going to be awesome.
Yes. I think it is.
Let me give me a second, Mike. Let me get caught up in this chat, man. Double D, I'm sipping, man, on an 18-year-old extra rare Crown Royal tonight. Yes, sir. And Mike is deadling. All right, Mike just popped that bottle, I believe, because ain't but one hit missing. Ain't but one hit missing. And I'm smoking one of my 79-cent Black and Miles. All right. I don't have a $30 stick like Mike does.
I don't know how much this one cost. It was given to me. It's pretty good though.
Okay. Man, a couple of hits of a real stick, and I get nauseated, man. I cannot mess with them. Yeah, I'm not gonna even lie. I've had buddies, and I tell people all the time. I've got a buddy, man, that hosts a cigar night once a month. We'll go to his place, man, and it might be 12, 15 of us when everybody shows up. And these guys all show up with their humidors and their fancy cigars. I'll stop at the gas station on the way there and pick me up a 5-pack of Black and Miles. And man, they dude, they give me so much grief every month. I catch a whole lot of grief, but it's all good, man. So let me get caught up. We've got Panchuco's in the house. What's happening, buddy? Great to see you
Man,
this evening,
Chuko,
man. Yeah,
that's my
great
buddy
to
right
see
there.
you. Yes, sir. Yes, he is. All right, Daddy D says he's going to be around for a while. Of course, Simon, man, the bugs are, there's still a few moths hanging around, but for the most part, it's not like it was off topic. Double D, the only cook-off, man, that I feel like doing, I might do, is going to be Uvalde in the second weekend of December. And I want to do Uvalde uh, primarily because of the tragedy that occurred earlier this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and outside of the tragedy, Uvalde is always an awesome event, man. Awesome promoters. It's cook friendly. It's well attended. So I think that's the only one on the calendar. The only one on the calendar. So, folks out there, as we get into this, man, let's talk about what are some of your favorite dishes that you like to partake in at this time of the year. Simon says his mom rocks the caldo de pollo or a pozole. Dude, Simon, I love caldo. I'll go to my favorite Mexican restaurants, man, and I will get caldo by the 32-ounce styrofoam cup. Eat one there and bring one home. Pozole, I love. I've never cooked it. Somebody sent me a pozole recipe. There was just so many ingredients, man. I did not even want to, get into it. Mike, have you ever had pozole?
I've had pozole. Yes, I have. It was spicy too.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely is, man.
It
It
was spicy.
absolutely is.
My bald head was sweating. I loved it though. I loved it.
Yeah. And that's me, man. The slightest bit of heat in whatever I'm eating, my head starts to sweat. And it doesn't even have to be that hot.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. I know when something's too hot when I start getting the hiccups.
Okay.
But if I'm eating like some good spicy habanero wings or something like that, and you see some sweat coming off of me, and I'm wiping sweat off my head with my
Yeah, yeah,
napkin and this and
yeah,
that, that's perfect for me. I
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I love that. People are like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine, man. This is
I'm good.
awesome.
Yeah, don't worry about my dome. I'm good. But I'm one of those, Mike. I enjoy the right amount of heat. I'm not one of those ghost pepper
Mhm.
heats. I'm not one of those uh, uh, burn your butthole type heat,
Yeah,
fellas.
yeah,
I want to enjoy the heat, man. I do not want to suffer when I'm trying to eat a meal.
yeah, yeah. That's what I
Double,
have to
double,
watch out for when I'm cooking because I like things spicy. But my wife and my daughter, because they're the only two left in the house, all my boys have moved out. So my wife and my daughter, they don't like things that spicy. And when
yeah, yeah.
I made jerk chicken the day after I made the gumbo, and the jerk chicken was way spicier than the gumbo was. But I had to spice my gumbo up in the bowl. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. And folks out there, I'm here to tell you, Mike is another convert. Well, not a convert, but he's been now introduced to that Walker's Wood jerk, and he told me that he did use the same combo that I suggested, the wet jerk
Hmm.
season Walker's Wood, in
Hmm.
addition to that Grace dry season, and he
Yeah,
said his jerk was off the chain. He
yeah,
sent me a picture, and it looked totally legit. It
yeah.
looked
It was
totally
good.
legit. Yeah.
It was good.
That Double D, I don't know about Mike rubbing elbows with the heavy hitters, man. Uh, when he's hanging out with Russ Jones, that's a definite. But right now, Mike and I are just We're shoulder to shoulder, man. Yeah, we are shoulder to shoulder. Let's see.
Stop hating,
Yeah,
Kent.
yeah. Barbecue Bourbon and Blues is in the house, man. What's happening, fellas? Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Mario, my man, welcome aboard this evening. Terry, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing? All right, let's see. All right, let me hear some of those recipes, some of those meals that you guys are cooking. Madwood, don't know what you're missing. I might have missed something there, man. I might
Yeah.
have missed something there.
Terry, I hope you're feeling good, man. I hope
Yes,
everything
sir.
going good with you.
Terry, you said you had one more cook that you were going to do last weekend. How did that go? Yeah, how did that go, Terry? All right, Judge is in the house as well. Judge, how are you
Judge
doing?
Webb.
Yeah. And Mike,
Hey,
I watched your you did the chicken. Was it a chicken noodle?
chicken noodle soup. Yeah, it was
You did a
grilled
chicken.
chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a version of that last year. I actually did. And I don't know any of you guys out there have ever done like a smoked chicken and dumpling. I did a
Mm.
smoked chicken and dumpling,
Ooh.
which is oh, dude,
Mm.
it is totally legit. A smoked chicken and dumpling. And again, man,
Okay.
mama can't wait for me to make that, and I'm waiting for an especially cold day to put that into the rotation.
Oh yeah.
It is
Oh yeah.
absolutely legit. And one of the things, Mike, about my chicken and dumpling is the dumplings are those fluffy dumplings. You know,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if you've ever had one of those chicken and dumplings where the dumpling is that gummy, thick, heavy,
Hmm.
uh, you know, uh, piece of boiled flour, and
Hmm.
it doesn't really suck up that chicken juice the way my fluffy, airy dumplings do, man. If you
Okay
get a
then.
chance, go back to last year's video, folks, and take a look at our smoked chicken and dumplings off the charts. So, what gave you the
I'm gonna
idea?
have to look at that.
Yeah, what gave you the idea for a chicken noodle soup?
Well, to be honest, I needed that was really it turned out to be a good video, but um it was really just a filler video. I had cooked it a while ago. My wife was sick. She wasn't feeling good. She stayed home from work for a couple of days. And I was like, "You want me to make you my chicken noodle soup?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right." And I was like, I wonder if I smoked this chicken instead of, And I went in my garage. I didn't have any charcoal. All I had was wood, and I didn't want to burn up a a bunch of my wood smoking this chicken, So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
threw it on the pellet grill. It would have been better. I have made chicken noodle soup, cooking chicken over charcoal, not particularly smoking, but I will say it tasted a it tastes a lot better, at least over charcoal, than it does on a pellet grill.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand.
In the chicken noodle soup, because what happens is the light smoke that a pellet grill gives that chicken kind of gets lost,
Lost. Yeah,
but you can still, I mean, it's still there, but it gets lost.
yeah. I agree.
If you
Yeah,
don't
I agree.
if you don't know what to taste for, like my wife, she probably had no idea I put it on. You know what I mean? If I would have
Yeah,
put it on
yeah,
over some charcoal, like over the Santa Maria, or smoked it on the offset, she would have for sure smelled, tasted it. But it was just a filler video.
yes. Brenda, once again, thank you for stopping in. Be nice to know where you're from, Brenda. I will get to that comment if you're still in the chat and you provided an answer. We'll get to that. Like I said earlier, Rick mentioned that he will do just about anything except for menudo. And I'm here to tell you, I'm also a menudo fan, man. I love it. I
I
love a
like it.
good menudo. Yeah,
I like it.
I've had some menudos that were lacking, and I think a lot of people who don't like menudo, they probably don't because they've had some bad menudo. But
Yeah.
when menudo is done right, man, it's a true delicacy.
Yeah.
And you've got to use the right part of that tripe.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's the pieces that are honeycombed as opposed to the pieces that aren't. I'm not even sure what they're called. But Rick, I've never made menudo, so I can't tell you need to taste mine. But I've got a buddy, man, Joe from the Worms, that I had him at one point. I was going to pay him to make me a huge pot. He didn't want any payment, but he made me a huge pot, man. And I came home and I portioned it out, froze it, vacuum seal it in like 6 different uh, meal-sized portions for Mom and I, and we ate off of that for almost 8 months. The last bag, the last vacuum sealed bag I had, I took to a cook-off, and I brought the corn tortillas. I brought all the condiments, the cilantro, the onions, and everything else. And I told these folks, man, at my camp, yeah, I made that menudo. Dude, they could not believe that I made that menudo. And in the end, I had to come clean and tell them that it wasn't mine. But Joe from the Worms, he's won so many first place menudo contests. So he makes a great menudo. Yeah, he makes a great menudo.
I'm ready for some chili
Yeah.
with beans.
We're gonna get the
With
chili too.
beans.
Yeah, yeah. So Rick says he'd rather have pozole. If I had to choose between one or the other, Rick, I would just flip a coin because I enjoy them both. Yeah, I enjoy them both. Troy, all is well, buddy. All is well. Uh, uh, and I first started calling barbecue bourbon and blues Triple B, but I no longer call them Triple B since your team, you're Triple B. All right, so I love initials, so I got to come up with something for barbecue bourbon and blues,
Well,
man.
normally you call me B triple, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And maybe that's just what
sometimes
I'll keep. Yeah,
sometimes I'll do my lives on Saturday
yeah,
nights and I'll have my name up there as B triple just just in case you stop in, you be like, okay, then yeah.
yeah. Dude, I love it. I love initials, man. Double D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, double
So yeah,
D,
I
I mean
saw.
that goes. I mean, double
Yeah,
D,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know.
So barbecue bourbon and blues. It says it's freezing already. Low
Wow.
30. Wow, that is pretty early, man. That is pretty early. Yeah, that is pretty early. Simon says, "Oh, washer and dryer problems. Ours, our wash and dry is fairly new because we had some issues a while back and replaced them. Hey, man, if you send me real cigars, uh, dude, I might like one, but it won't get toked on. Yeah. What's your pup's name?
Oh, this is Bella.
Bella? What's
Yeah.
up, Bella?
That's my baby right there. That's my best friend in the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
world
yeah,
right there.
yeah, yeah. Music Logic is in the house. JC, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing today, man? How are you doing? Mr. Bean is here. Welcome, CJ Bean. The last message I got from you was not a kind message. All right, I can't even repeat the names that you called me, Mr. Bean. You and I need to talk.
Mm.
So, all right. So, here's our first comment about chili. CJ Bean says he makes a great brisket chili. Mike, I enjoyed chili, but I have never made a chili myself. I'll pop open a can. I'll go to a restaurant, whatever the case might be. Uh,
Really?
Yeah, I have never made a chili myself, man.
Hmm.
Uh, what do you look for in a chili?
I, just like gumbo, man, I never make anything exactly the same every time.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah,
Um, it's always I always love trying different ingredients. My gumbo recipe, matter of fact, okay. So no offense to stale cracker, okay, and everybody knows who stale cracker is, but man, I just get, is it me or I just I don't know. It's everything's gimmicky, you know. But he does great on social media and everything else. And my cousin hit me up and he was like, they got stale crackers, uh, 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 uh Cajun two step in the store, and I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I said, all right. So I went and picked up his Cajun two step, his hot and his regular. So that's what I used for, the gumbo was the regular, but I
okay.
put the hot in my bowl or whatever. And I was really surprised, man. I have a cabinet shelf that is full of Cajun seasonings that are from all over Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, right? And dude, I'm gonna tell you something. It's up
Is it
there. I
okay?
gotta give it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, I mean, you could literally, I mean, it's got some salt. You can taste the salt straight out the can, but you can literally, you see him making these big, or even small pots of, etouffee or gumbo or whatever, and he dumps so much of this Cajun two step in there, which is his product. And I'm like, man, that's got to be salty. I can see why he does it
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
it's it I couldn't get enough of it.
yeah.
I have to. I couldn't get it. I thought I was wasting my money buying this stuff, but I just went ahead and tried it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, man, uh, I,
Beans and chili, beans and chili. That's what I look
that
for.
that is a touchy subject. And I don't have a real conclusive feel either way. I've enjoyed them both ways. But if I had to choose one, I would go with no chili, no beans.
Really?
I would go with no beans. And I'm also a fan of chunk meat in my chili
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
opposed to ground meat. So if and when I do make my first batch of chili, it's going to be some quality chunk chopped up meat as opposed to a ground. For me, a chili, a chili, I would like to see uh, a more original style chili, like a cowboy chili, with the chunk meat as opposed to the ground meat. So that is what I can enjoy.
Well, a small history lesson. I got in. I delved down into the rabbit hole of the whole Texas chili no bean thing to see what it was. And come to find out, so there's chili in Texas because there's this big rave about Texas chili or real chili is with no beans. Okay, so the no bean chili is the chuck wagon chili. So
Yes,
when back in the old West, when they were delivering supplies from one town to another, it was a chuck wagon, correct?
that's the
So
chili I want.
yeah, so there was never any room for beans on the chuck wagon because they had so much meat and other stuff. There really wasn't any vegetables. It was just all meat, and they were delivering it from one farm to a town or whatever, and they had to go so long. So that's where you got your chuck wagon, no bean chili. Uh, as far as what I could find online, not to say that that's correct, but that's just everything that I could find led to a chuck wagon. You know what I mean? And they just
Yeah,
didn't have beans on it. It was like,
yeah,
who needs beans?
yeah.
So,
Now that
and that's
yeah, that
cool.
is yeah. When I think chili, that is what I think of. That is what I picture, man. No beans and some chunk meat. That chuck wagon style chili. I love that.
Yeah. I like all
Yeah,
kinds of chili. All kinds of chili, but I prefer what I grew up on, and that's with beans in it. Whether it
yeah,
has
yeah,
a small amount or whether it has a bunch. I mean,
yeah.
I just, that's just what I enjoy.
I'll tell you, I will keep a couple of cans of Wolf chili here in the house, and when it gets cold, man, I'll pop open a can, get me my Fritos and whatnot, my onions and my sharp cheddar, and I'll just doctor it up, man, and sit back and enjoy.
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
Wolf
yeah,
chili is for
yeah,
hot dogs and
yeah,
Frito pies. That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, Panchuco, there. I understand there are a couple of lives going right now, so people are bouncing around a little bit back and forth. Man, appreciate you stopping in. Yeah,
This the only one
uh,
that matters though,
yeah,
Panchuco.
yeah.
So stop bouncing around.
JC says he's too fat to bounce. uh, JC, I know you've got a chili recipe, man. With all the stuff you got in that head of yours, I know you've got a chili
Hmm.
recipe. So
Yep.
I hope you'll be doing a full video in the next couple of months as things continue to cool down. All right, barbecue bourbon and blue says his mom does a beef stew and he does
Oh
a good
yeah.
smoked chili. That's good, man. That
Oh
is
yeah.
another
Oh
that is
yeah.
another awesome
Yeah.
cold weather meal, man. A beef stew.
Beef stew and vegetable stew as well. Yes.
Now, when you say vegetable stew, no meat.
Yeah, it's no meat.
Uh,
No
Dude,
meat.
I'm a
But
carnivore. I gotta have some meat.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do too. I do too.
yeah.
But you generally what we do is we smoke ham hocks or turkey neck
Okay. All right. So
and
you
and
added
and,
in.
and you have that on the side.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? With some
Yeah.
cornbread. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. So I saw and Brenda. Look at this, folks. Brenda is from Zuppa, Toscano. All right.
No,
All right.
Zuppa Toscano is a soup.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I have a
Oh, that's the
copycat
soup.
recipe. I have a copycat recipe on my channel, Brenda. Go on over there and check it out. Go on.
How did you pronounce it?
It's Zuppa Toscana.
Okay, Zuppa Toscano. So that's a
Yeah,
soup.
it's a soup.
All right.
Yeah, it's good too. It's good.
All right. So I learned something tonight. Thank you very much, Brenda. I will have to look for that one. Yeah, I will have to look for that one. Rick, we were busy the day of that demo, but I told you, and I'll keep this promise. I will come to the shop, man, at some point. I really want to see that Franklin smoker of yours. So I will
Oh
definitely
wow.
I will definitely hit you up before I swing past the shop and to see what it's all about. All
I
right,
seen there was a couple of people did videos. I think who was it? Frack Daddy did a video. I think he was over there. I think they had a big event over there. Was that Rick Shop?
yeah, last weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
at Rick's shop.
I
Yeah,
just watched the video today, and it was Frack Daddy and it was the Grill Sergeant, and they were like eating a bunch of stuff from all the vendors that was there and
yeah, yeah.
everything else. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Nah, man, and I saw Dogfather was there, Grill Sergeant was there, Frack Daddy was there. And man, I love those types of hangouts. So I was really, really hurt that I missed that. But there'll be another one. There'll be another one. And I know barbecue, bourbon, and blues, man. You've been into that Nashville hot chicken. I watched your
Hmm.
video, and I know you've got some rubs that go with that hot Nashville chicken, that Nashville hot chicken that I'm gonna
My
have to
daughter,
check out.
my daughter graduated from Tennessee State, so HBCU. So I love that's something that I need to put on my damn. That's something I need to put on my channel. Is some
Yeah,
Nashville hot
yeah.
chicken.
Oh, I think I would enjoy that. Yeah, I think I would enjoy that. Trumpet, welcome, man. Glad to see you stopped in. Hope your podcast went well, man. You're fast becoming a uh, a uh, a wanted guest on these podcasts now. So I expect to see you
Uh-oh.
out there. Trumpet master. Yes, sir. TM is in the house. All right, let me see. And I knew Trumpet would have one. Ramen noodles and barbecue sauce. Man, if you
Get
don't
out of
stop it,
here.
yeah, if you don't stop this madness, Trumpet, we gonna have I'm gonna take you out back. Yeah, I'm gonna take you out back. Yeah, I'm gonna take you out back.
Pecking pie.
Yeah. Carlos, Mama wants to know where you're cooking next, man. Probably Lockhart. Yeah, probably Lockhart. Daddy Dutch, man, that was an absolute pleasure in Houston, man. But we will do it again. Yeah, we will do it again.
Kent, I was supposed to get up with me and Russ was supposed to get up while I was home this time and do two different cooks, but things just didn't work out the way we wanted. He hit me up today. He said, he texted me today. He said, "Hey, I'll be in Mobile in the morning." He was like to do a cook. He was like, "You still down?" I was like, "Man, I got to take a flight tomorrow. I'm going back to work. I, I've been home all week, bro."
Yes, sir. I told him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey Simon, man. If you haven't seen that video, go back and look for it last year. Mom and Papa Joe's smoked chicken and dumplings, man. Really, really good video. Great, a great meal. And
I'm fixing to make that.
yeah,
I'm fixing to
yeah,
make that when I go back out there to Texas.
yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And I don't know about you guys. I'm one of those, man. When I do these pot meals like this, because they all freeze very well, I do a large pot. Mom and I will probably have two meals off of them back to back days, or maybe skip a day. But we'll have two meals off of them. Then I will freeze, vacuum seal, and freeze, and then we just pull them out at dates in the future. So I don't cook. I don't cook very small meals often, man.
Mhm.
We usually do enough that we've got a freezer filled with cooked meals that we just have to heat up. If we got stewed oxtails, just got to heat up. And one of the things about that vacuum sealer, I've always encouraged people to get that vacuum sealer, man. You thaw it, you heat up some water, man, and you drop that vacuum seal bag, providing it hasn't been compromised. And man, it comes out of that bag nice and hot, like the
Yep.
day you cooked it.
Yep.
Yeah, like the day you cooked it.
That's
So if you don't
that's
have a
just
vacuum sealer, you need to get that in your arsenal.
I was just talking about that on video for the jerk chicken. I was saying, if you don't have a vacuum sealer, because I showed vacuum sealing, because I didn't do it overnight. I did a 6 hour
Okay,
six
yeah,
hour marinade, but I did
yeah,
it under vacuum seal, and
and the vacuum, yeah,
I probably could have got away with 4 hours, and it still
yeah,
would have tasted
yeah.
the same,
Oh yeah, oh
But
yeah,
that's man, you can get an Anova. It's a really nice
yep,
Anova vacuum sealer,
yeah,
for what, $120 on Amazon,
yeah.
you know,
They're,
and
they're,
and
they're,
you will love it because you buy a bunch of stuff from how many times, chat, have you gone to the grocery store, bought a big old thing of chicken because you seen it was on sale, and you only eat half of it, but you put the other half in a Ziploc baggie and put it in the freezer, and it gets freezer
Yeah.
burn.
Yes, sir.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, think of the money you're wasting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
just buy you a vacuum sealer.
Yeah. It'll pay for itself, man.
I
Yeah.
started out with a little handheld from Walmart, and you literally just plug it into the wall, and you had to buy these special little bags that had like a little circle on it, and you stick that little handheld thing on there, and it would seal it up. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I started out with. You know, back 4, 5, 6 years ago. You know.
My first, and it wasn't even a vacuum sealer. It was a sealer. It didn't vacuum. It was just a little handheld, almost like a stapler.
Oh yeah, I know
Almost,
what you're talking about.
yeah, almost
So you can
exactly.
seal your potato chips back up
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that was my first one. I don't know, some 20 years ago, and before I graduated into an actual vacuum sealer. So it's definitely something that you need, man.
Yeah.
Barbecue bourbon and blues. Mom and I, man, we used to do chitlins. You know that old thing of pork pork
Can't
New
do them.
Year's Eve or whatever the case might be. We used to do a pot of chitlins New Year's Eve to bring in the pork to bring in the New Year, and we haven't done that in I don't know 6, 7, 8 years. Uh, chitlins is one of those things that I enjoy, but I don't really want to mess with them. I don't want to clean them. I don't want to. I don't want the house smelling like them. So we haven't done it recently. And I was telling you, coming from California, Mom and I have been married 36 years. And coming from California, when I first got to Ohio, and that's where I met Mama, and she took me home, man, and her parents fed me some chitlins. I never knew what a chitlin was, but that was my introduction to chitlins, and I enjoyed them. And so over the years after that, Mom and I we would do them at least once a year, and we just haven't done so recently. But I can eat some chitlins. And I saw
No,
a video recently of somebody, man, that put chitlins on the grill. And I really, really wonder what that would taste like. They got a nice char. They dried out nicely, and they look pretty good. I don't know.
I'm gonna let you handle that.
Yeah, anybody in the chat ever grilled chitlins?
I can tell you this. I've had chitlins probably 10 times, man. I before I gave up on them.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I tried them so many times. My wife's mom and her dad used to make them all the time. My wife loves them. My daughter loves them. No, my sons, none of my sons like it.
yeah.
But the only time that I was able to actually get it down without tasting that smell that brought me back for the first time I walked into a house
Yeah.
and they were cleaning them, was it was a Mexican guy and his wife, and they were cooking them, and the way they did them was they would fry them, and I could eat it that way, a
Yeah.
fried
Oh, dude,
hot sauce all over it. Man, you talk about good, man. It was
yeah.
good. I can
I
do that.
I have got a restaurant where I will go and get tripas tacos.
Yeah,
And I always ask the restaurant, hey, uh, I want mine dorado. I want mine crispy with some corn tortillas, man, some good sauce, a little bit of onions. I will knock down 3, 4 of those tacos. So yeah, I can enjoy them that way.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Chris. Much appreciated. Trumpet, what you got going this weekend, man? Outside of your live.
Or his dancing hobby.
Oh, don't get him started, man. Don't get Pretty Boy started. Suavemente. Don't get him started. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Come on, Simon. Come
It's
on,
Stan
Simon.
Menudo.
Yeah.
Menudo's good though, man.
Yeah,
Menudo's
dude,
good.
menudo is good, man.
It's not
Yeah.
like the best thing since sliced bread or nothing,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Come on now.
yeah,
It's good.
yeah. So another one for Pasoli. Yes, sir. Steven is in the house. What's happening, baby? How are you doing? Good to see you. 805 said he's got a menudo video. All right. I don't remember ever seeing that 805. I'm gonna have to go back and find
Yeah.
that.
I have
Yeah,
to
I'm
look at
gonna
it
have to go
myself.
back and find it. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see. Trumpet, I think that's all of us, man. Uh, and you know, at some point, I started calling myself as I got more and more interested in foods and cooking, especially cultural meals. I started referring to myself as a bit of a foodie because it's all interesting and I love it. Yeah. Yes, Mario, I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. Now, Stephen, Stephen, I know some of these things we're mentioning you probably have not seen or heard of in your neck of the woods. You know, I don't know how many Mexicans there are in Trinidad, but have you ever are those types of things uh, available in your neck of the woods in Trinidad?
That's a good question.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
So
good
you know,
question.
you might be talking about things that are Greek to Stephen.
Hey, Steven, he's a good supporter right there, man.
Oh, no doubt, man. Gotta love him, man. And I've told him that on numerous occasions that I can always count on him, man.
Yeah.
To
Yep.
make me feel good and with one of
Yep.
his comments. Much
Oh yeah.
appreciated. Much love, Stephen. Much love. Jeff, what's going on, man? What is going on? Troy says a buddy from high school invited him over for menudo once, and it was good up until the point where he told him what it was.
I mean,
uh,
look, tripe is better than I don't know. To me, tripe, I can get down with tripe more than I can get down with intestines.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Tripe is,
in
tripe
my
is stomach, right?
in my brain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tripe
it's
is stomach.
what it's the stomach lining. It's not the
Okay.
actual stomach,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
stomach
yeah,
lining. And there's three different layers. So you got the honeycomb, you got
yeah.
the membrane, and then well actually I think the I don't remember. I don't know. Don't get me to lying to you because but
Somebody in the
I
chat
know it's
knows.
three different kinds. It's three
Okay.
different kinds of tripe because it's
Yeah,
layered.
yeah. Somebody in the chat knows. Yeah. Trumpet. Hey, that's what this next week is all about, man. Uh, be sure to tune in, guys. Monday, B Triple is going to drop his Rue video, and then on Tuesday, we are both dropping our gumbo video.
Yeah,
And I did my gumbo fairly early in our little YouTube journey, and at the time, I hadn't yet found or realized the importance, you know, of just really summarizing your video, giving the folks what they need to know
yeah,
as opposed to some of the extra. And I want to say my
yeah.
gumbo video was probably 22 minutes or so. This
Okay.
video that's coming out next Tuesday, I think I got that down to like under 12 minutes.
Yeah,
And I think I covered everything I needed to cover uh, without lengthening the video. So be on the lookout for both our videos on Tuesday. Let's see.
for sure. For sure.
All right, my man Bean, he knows about that menudo. Matter of fact, Bean was one of those individuals at my camp that day. I told him I made that menudo, and he was about to kiss the ring on my finger after he had a couple of bowls until I told him that I didn't make it. Let's
It's good
see.
stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at this dude
Oh.
right here. Double D says the only menudo he know of was the Mexican boy band up until 5 years ago. uh, Darwin, my band is in the house. Hey, last weekend, that is why I couldn't go hang out with Rick. Darwin and his wife's mom and I, we hung out all afternoon at the San Antonio Bear Festival. Had a great time. So it was great hanging out with you, Darwin. Kind of brought back some of the good old days, man. Good to see you here this evening. Yes, you know it. And there are a few people in the chat that know Joe from the Worms. His menudo is off the charts. Just about everything Joe does is he's a great cook. Yeah, he's a great cook. And I'll
So
tell you a quick. His
Worm
team,
is Joe.
yeah, Joe Castillo. His team name is the Worms, and I
Ah,
will tell you,
okay,
uh,
okay.
a few years ago at the World Food Championships in Alabama, Joe and I were set up next to each other during the competition, and one evening he pulled out, I don't know, maybe 4 dozen individual lamb chops, and he threw them on the grill, man, and invited camps from all over the place. And we all sat there, just grabbing lamb chops off of the grill, man. Delicious, totally delicious. Years later, every now and again, and it's been, like I said, years later, uh, individuals from all over the nation are hitting me up saying, "Man, I remember your lamb chops from the World Food Championship. They were the best lamb chops I ever had." I still don't tell them I didn't cook it. I don't tell them it was the Worms. I
Where was that competition? Where was that at? Was that in Mobile?
no, it was in Orange Beach.
Orange Beach? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
20 minutes from me, dude.
Wow, man. Yeah. It was a
That's right down the road, really.
yeah, we probably got there like on a Wednesday, Mike. And
Okay.
man, we hung out, ate oysters all over the place.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I've done a number of World Food Championship comps, and none of them were anywhere close to the fun we had in Orange Beach. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
So the reason why I asked was because well, the reason why I said Mobile is because I mean Mobile's right here, but they used to have the World Food, and it wasn't a competition. It was just uh, all over the world. Everybody would come and set up just to feed people to let you know, hey, look, this is our cuisine. This is our cuisine.
Yeah, yeah,
But it was in Mobile. I didn't know they were doing it in Orange Beach. I
yeah.
had no idea.
And at the time, they would change locations yearly. Now, for the last number of years, they've held it right here in Dallas. So I don't know why they're not bouncing around the way they were in the past. I
Yeah.
know that they used to be in Las Vegas, but we haven't cooked the last few. We weren't very happy. The barbecue side of it wasn't very happy with the way they treated the barbecue cooks.
Really?
The chefs, the sandwich chef, the burger chef. I mean, they
Yeah.
got all of the professional chefs. They got
Yeah.
all of the hype, man. When barbecue came about, they rushed us off the stage. They didn't have any trophies for us. They didn't have at least a
Wow.
certificate. You walk up to the stage to get your call and walk out, handshake. That was it. So it turned a lot of us cooks off. So I haven't done it in the last couple of years.
Man, that's crazy.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, tell him, Mama. Mama says Mama had gumbo for breakfast. I'm telling
Uh-oh.
you, Mama.
Matter of fact, tell mama, I got a breakfast gumbo that's gonna be coming out here soon too.
Wow.
It's a breakfast gumbo.
All right, that sounds interesting, man. I never
Yeah.
knew of such a thing. Yeah, yeah. Never heard of such a thing.
Yeah.
All right, Jorge,
Yep.
man, have a great evening, Jorge. And folks, with this cold weather, Jorge and I, we're talking about a caldo collab. So you're gonna see that probably early November. So again, man, cold weather, and we're gonna make some things happen. Steven is a fan of no beans as well. A fan of no beans. Robert Chopper's in the house. What's happening, buddy? What's happening? All right, some people say they get disqualified making Texas chili with beans. All right, can you put this rumor to rest? Now, I will tell you, I don't know much about the chili comps, but I will tell you that comp chili, for the most part, they don't do beans. Yeah, they don't do beans. So I am not 100% certain. Darwin, I'm here to tell you, man. Bean will talk about what he does, but he never shares with anybody in our community. He never, and I did say never, never shares with anybody in our community. He's got a select group in his neck of the woods. He'll post picture. I'm cooking for the for the church. I'm cooking for the teachers. I'm cooking for my massage therapist. And with your little rusty body, you should be cooking for your massage therapist, putting her through that mess. Simon says chili in Texas can be traced back to the Chili Queens in San Antonio. The Chili Queens. I do not know much about that group.
I don't know what
Double
that
D
is
says,
neither. I
yeah,
never heard
yeah.
that.
Double D says chili is regional. Midwest has beans. All right, according to his wife. And I understand if mama isn't happy, then no. Mike and I were talking about that earlier. If mama isn't
Yeah.
happy, nobody else will be. So if mama
Hey,
says
but y'all
no,
don't get it twisted. It
yeah,
ain't. It ain't. The main thing is because both parties need to be happy. It's happy spouse, happy house,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
not happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse,
uh,
happy. Yeah,
yeah,
y'all. We need to. Yeah. Hold on.
yeah.
I was just playing.
Ah, Darwin said chili was too spicy for working cowboys, and I immediately thought of that scene in Blazing Saddles, where the cowboys were sitting around the fire eating chili, and they started the fart sequence where all of them. So that is probably why, Darwin. Oh yeah, nothing wrong with wolf chili, man. Open a can and you're good to go.
Yep.
Brisket Medic is in the house. What's up, Zach? How are you doing? And folks, for those of you who are not aware of Brisket Medic, this is a young man with a wealth of knowledge, man. Some very educational videos. You need to stop by Brisket Medic's channel. Uh, watch
My
some of those videos
babies
and hit that subscribe button. A wealth
and my
of knowledge.
babies
Wow, look at that, man. Look at that.
and my babies.
Yeah, he got his little onesie on with the gloves. Yeah.
She's hungry and she need to be changed.
Huh?
So she gotta be changed and she's hungry.
She got to be changed and she hungry, but I hadn't
What
seen her
what
in a day. So,
what is that? What is that? 3 months? Is that 3 months?
she ain't 3 months yet. She's
She's only a month. She'll be 2 months on the first.
she's like 2 months. Come on,
Okay.
say hello.
That
It's
is
my
cool,
daughter.
man. That is cool. What's up, young lady?
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'll come in there in a minute.
Are you keeping her tonight? I said you keeping her tonight. I'm
Okay.
picking her up in the morning.
Okay.
All right. Hey,
All right.
Brisket, Zach is laying down the law. Zach says chili have no beans. Beans has no chili. Get over it.
I like that, bro. I
Yes,
like that.
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, that needs to be a T-shirt or a hoodie. I need a
Yeah.
hoodie that says it.
Oh, it would sell. Yeah, it would sell because of the controversy. Man, you know,
28 Saints.
yeah, not all right, 28-14. I'm surprised because we've been having some of the sorriest Thursday night games the last couple of weeks, man. So good to see one with some scoring. Yeah, good to see one with some scoring.
The
Hey,
Saints ain't been doing nothing either.
nah. Brisket Medic is on a roll.
Who that?
Is barbecue bourbons and blue in the house? Because he said Memphis cannot do chicken. All right. He was there last weekend on the way to Lynchburg, and it was horrible.
Well, you should have just went east and went to Nashville, and you would have been straight because they can do chicken in
Yeah,
Nashville.
yeah.
I can't speak on Memphis.
Yeah. So I don't know if barbecue bourbon and blue is still in the house. I'm sure he's gonna have something to say. Thank you, Stephen. That's the smoked chicken and dumplings video. Much appreciated, man.
Oh,
Simon,
I need to save that.
yeah. Simon, I totally agree, man. I think the majority of my pots will feed 7. And like you said, it's just mom and I in the house. But we enjoy it, and man, it came in handy, a couple of years ago when we were out of power for a couple of 4 days. All we did was just pull stuff out of the freezer, man, already prepared, and warmed it up on some hot water over my outdoor cooker, and we were eating like normal. Yeah, we were eating like normal.
Man,
Luis,
I'm gonna tell you something. Raising all these kids in my house, I got to where it was easy. It's easier cooking for a bunch of people rather than like when I try to just cook for me and the wife, that's okay. I can do
yeah,
that. But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when I gotta cook for 4 people, that's where it starts kind of coming up with
yeah.
I gotta come up with these equations in my head and everything else. Because I'd rather just cook a bunch and have leftovers. I eat
Yes,
it
sir.
tomorrow and the next
Yeah,
day. I ain't got
I
no problem with it.
I totally agree, man. And when we cook something that we don't want to eat a whole lot of, man, we feed the neighbors, and they enjoy it. There you go,
Yep.
Zach. Zach is on that vacuum sealer train, man. Daddy Dutch is
Hmm.
wearing them out. He's worn out 2 vacuum sealer. Third is running strong. Get one, folks. Yeah, get one. Yeah.
You
Medic says a hair straightener works as well, too. Mike is in the house. Mike, man, sorry I missed
that
you guys last week, man. I saw you on the chat a couple of days ago. Good to see you on that chat. Hopefully at one point, man, we'll get you on here and we can have a little sit down and and spit some knowledge at each other.
that's the bro too.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
the bro too. Yep.
I agree, Daddy D. You don't want that smell in the house, man, for any length of time. Yeah, you do
Now,
not.
now cooking them inside is fine, but cleaning them, yeah, that should be
Yeah,
done outside.
yeah.
That should be done outside.
Oh, Quint, thanks you so much, man, for the donation. Much appreciated. Thank you
Quint.
very much. Yeah. Quint is another one of those guys, man, that is a huge
Mm-hmm.
supporter, and we absolutely appreciate it. All
Yep.
right, barbecue, bourbon, and blue still in the house. The wife and I hit 10 years of marriage today and a lifetime to go. Well, congrats, man. Congrats on that 10-year
Yep.
anniversary. Looking forward to hitting that
Yep.
36.
Me and
Man,
my wife
on
hit
that
me and
grind.
my wife hit 17 years 4 days ago.
Oh, sweet. Congrats, man. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Simon asks, are chitlins the same as tripas? I say yes. Yeah, they're the same thing.
Yep.
Fried
Yep.
tripas is good every once in a while. And Pretty Boy says, man, chitlins, he rather have a burger. Trumpet, I'm sure you can come up with a chitlin burger. That will probably hit. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
will
go ahead and
probably
eat that
hit.
all by yourself too.
Yeah. Medic, I'm always behind in the chat, man. Especially well, not always. When I have a guest on, I fall behind in the chat. I do. Mr. Bean says his grandma used to fry chitlin. Good stuff. And Mike got a lot of old school in him, man. Marinated chitlins in Italian dressing. Says it takes the smell away. All right, there's a thought. Yeah, there's a thought. Let's see. Oh, no doubt. If you don't cook tripe correctly, it can be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that is the truth.
Yeah,
Brisket
there's a
also.
fine
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
There's a
Brisket.
fine line.
Medic also likes his uh crispy.
Crispy.
Yes, sir. So once again, Quint, thank you for that
Okay.
donation, man. Thank you. I'm a bean fan, just not in chili so much. I love pintos. All right, not a fan of black beans. Black beans remind me of black-eyed peas. So I've never been a fan. It seems
Yeah.
like black beans never break down the way I like my beans to
Yeah.
break down.
I normally put pinto and red kidneys in my chili. That's what I put. I put 1 can of each in a big pot of chili. That's what I've always done. Is how I like it. But I will say, my grandfather, ever since I'm talking about knee high to a grasshopper's butt. Going to my grandfather's on a weekend, he'd always have this pot of pinto
Yeah,
beans going, man, and he called it Papa's beans. And as I got older, I figured out that it was more than just pinto beans, but it's kind of like a bean soup. And I need to do a video on that too.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. That
yeah.
should have been done a long time ago.
Well, Darnell is in the house. What's happening, D? How are you doing, buddy?
Darnell, what's
Yeah.
up?
Darnell asked any recommendations for a good vacuum sealer. Man, I
like.
had been recommending mine because I've had it like 10 years and it's still going strong with lots of usage. But I come to find out, I went to go looking for the link to give it to somebody, and it's no longer being manufactured. So I don't know of one with that I'm experienced with.
I've been running with Anova, ANOVA. I've been running with the one that I've got for a couple of years now. Have had no problems. You can do uh, vacuum seal with wet ingredients. You can vacuum seal dry. Does great. I also have a Nova sous vides. I got two of those.
That's my
Um,
sous vide as well.
and I mean, like I said, it's only 2 years old, so I mean, but it's still running strong. I ain't never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
$120,
Yes, sir.
Amazon,
Yes, sir. Mike
and
says,
it comes with bags.
all right, they will. Yeah, they do come with a few bags to get you started. Yeah, they do come with a few bags to get you started. Mike, I'll have to go look up that channel, Old School Soul Food.
So.
Yeah, I'll have to go look up that channel, man. Darnell Trumpet says you can't go wrong with the Meat Brand vacuum sealer. You cannot go wrong with the Meat Brand vacuum sealer. All right, but hey, before we close out, something I want to ask the chat, man. I had a comment on a video that I did our first year. So it's over a year and a half old. All right, Old School Soul Food. I'll look it up. I had a comment, and this was a trim video. So in the video, I'm wearing my my cut resistant glove on my non-dominant hand, on my left hand, and over my cut-resistant glove, I am wearing disposables to keep my cut-resistant glove clean. The commenter stated, you talked about something to the effect of, you talked about how careful you are, how concerned you are, but yet you're rubbing that brisket with your bare right hand. All right, so I've got my gloves on my left hand, and I'm touching the brisket with my right hand. So immediately I assumed he was referring to food handling, like I'm touching my brisket with my bare right hand. So I explained to him, I says, man, my hands are clean. I'm cooking for myself. I said, I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem. So I asked him, I said, do you wear gloves at home every time you're touching meat when you're getting ready to go cook something for you and the family? And he comes back and he says, yes. How many
Okay.
of you out there, how many of you out there glove up when you're at home cooking for you and the family?
Look, if I'm not cooking for somebody else, like if I got company coming over, I'll think about gloving up. But for the most part, I'm not worried about it. If I'm cooking for a whole dinner party, then yeah, I'm a glove up, or plus dinner party, then yeah. If we talking, I mean, come on, man. That's
I'm serious.
probably the same person. That's probably the same person that washes his chicken under, or even beef under his damn. I mean, come on, man.
Dude, I mean, it. So he and I, we went back and forth, and he accuses me of. He says, I thought you were better than that. You're getting defensive. I said, dude, I'm not getting defensive. He says, if you don't want me here, just tell me to leave or whatnot. I said, dude, the thing is, I invite comments. And I understand that not every comment you get on a video, man, is going to be uh, flattering. Not every comment is going to be what you want to hear. But if you hit me with something, and I think about it and said, man, you know what, you're right. And I can accept that and make that correction. But when I think that your comment is off base, I'm going to tell you it's off base. I'm at home cooking for me and the family. My hands are clean. If I want to touch that piece of meat with my ungloved hand, I don't have a problem with it. And I go back to the two briskets I cooked last weekend or 2 weekends ago for the church. And I made it a point to mention, hey, I'm going to be wearing gloves the majority of the time in this for this cook because I'm cooking for people.
Wow.
So that it just kind of annoyed me a little bit. And he and I never saw eye to eye. But I just wanted to get some comments, some thoughts on that one.
That's just like I had posted on Instagram one time. Instagram's the worst, man. I had did some short ribs, right? And you got your 3-bone and you got
Yeah,
your 4-bone.
yeah,
Well, your 4-bone is closer to the chuck,
yeah.
so they call that the chuck
Yep.
ribs or whatever, and the 3-bone. So I did 3-bone and I called it the dino ribs. But the bones, because the butcher I had got them from, they didn't have the real big bones. They were kind of cut,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So dude wanted to argue with me up and down that those were not dino ribs because the bone, I was like, you can clearly tell the bone had been cut.
Cut.
What
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
same thing. It's just smaller.
yeah. And the thing is, you can identify that chuck end because it's got multiple muscles. It's got
Yeah.
a couple of different muscles. It's got a fat vein that runs deep and kind of
Yeah.
destroys one of the bones. So you can definitely tell a chuck end versus the true dinos. So I think there's some folks,
I'd
man, that
like
just
I'd like to have all 7 bones all together. I want all of it. You
dude.
know what I mean?
I see videos where people are cooking those, but they tend to be foreigners.
Yeah.
They tend to be foreigners cooking those. So I think the only way you can get something like that, man, is to really know a processor, or to really be connected with a meat market manager,
Yeah.
somebody that can actually go and order that specific item.
Or just buy your own cow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one way too. Yeah. Trumpet says he gloves up just a habit.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's good.
Yeah. If that's a habit, then that's fine. But my main thinking is, just because my hand is touching it, man, I don't see a problem in terms of food handling, in terms of contamination, in terms of getting somebody sick. I
Yeah.
mean, you watch professional chefs all over TV, Food Network channels, cooking shows. These folks are handling everything, man, with their bare hands, and they're serving the public. So again,
Yep.
man, I did not see a problem. Dude and I never saw eye to eye. All right.
Good
Chris says,
riddance.
yeah. Oh, dude. Oh no. The thing is, man, I'm not gonna. I didn't cut him loose. I said, man, I want you commenting. I want you
Yeah.
commenting. I said,
Yeah.
but just if I think you're off base, I'm going to let you know you're off base. And I think
Yeah.
he may have gotten accustomed to taking pot shots at creators, and creators just letting them slide and whatnot. But I wasn't having it. Simon. Yeah. Simon said, I won't even repeat it, Simon.
That's right, Simon.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Double D for comps. I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Starving Pig, that's exactly what I told him. I said, dude, you go through some gloves, man. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree, Simon. Trumpet, dude, I'm telling you, man, that might have been me, but it was just an autocorrect. Yeah, I would never call you that.
Hey, matter of fact, if you don't mind, CJ, Simon, I need you to comment. Did you get your package today? I just need to know if you got your package today. All right. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah. Terry, I agree. Customers, yes. Home, no. I totally agree. Yes, Simon. Yeah. No, I didn't want to call him out, Tim, because I actually thought about screenshotting some of his comments and putting them here, but I said, you know what? No need to do that. Yeah, no need to do that. Troy says when prepping chicken or pork, he usually got into the habit of it. All right. He also uses gloves with liners underneath the glove. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I can see that. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that.
it is a whole lot easier getting them on and off when you got liners on.
Yeah.
I generally don't put liners on unless I'm about to pick something up hot or about to pull some pork or something like that.
Yeah, most often, man, when I'm filming, I forget about gloves and I turn the camera on and go to do something and realize, fool, you got to touch something hot, and I'll burn
Yeah.
myself. But
I've worked in restaurants for so long, man. I don't have, I really don't have much feeling in the tips of my fingers at all.
they've toughened up.
And
Yeah.
well, I've cut off a couple of my fingertips, just being in a restaurant
Yeah.
business. So the feelings just like, especially that thumb. I don't know if you can't tell, but there ain't nothing in that thumb.
I do remember one of your videos where you had a bandage on.
Oh yeah, that was recent, but that was you know what happened? I had y'all need to watch out for this. This is public service announcement. Okay, look, if you got dogs and you about to wash dishes and you know you got some sharp razor, I'm talking about medical sharp knives in your yeah, dishwater, get them dogs out the kitchen. Cause man, I tripped over my big dog, the one y'all seen a minute ago, and my hand went straight into that water
Oh,
and went straight down. And I guess that knife was just sitting
yeah.
perfectly. And man, I just barely touched it. And I knew, like, I didn't feel it. I knew
Yeah.
I was wiping blood because
Yeah.
as soon as it came out, I went like this and I looked and I patched it up. Everything was good. And I came back in the kitchen, man, there was blood on the
Oh,
ceiling. I, man, I got 17-foot ceilings, bro. There was
yeah.
blood on the ceiling, cabinets, everywhere. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And
Yes,
I
sir.
never felt it. Never felt it.
Dude, I will go through trimming briskets, man. 16 briskets I've trimmed. No cuts. I go start cleaning up, start washing dishes, cleaning my knives, cut myself, washing the knives. So I really pay attention when I'm handling the knives, and I kind of relax when I'm washing them. Yeah, bearded butchers are good with those videos explaining the cuts, Darnell. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually that's about the only time you'll see TV chefs glove up, man, is after they cut themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And Steven says, and that dude probably does not eat in restaurants. Yeah, I
I
guess he would
doubt
not.
it.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to see what goes back.
Oh, because
Yeah. Yeah, he probably would not want to
yeah.
see because I see them even plating food.
Good
He even
deal.
plating food with the ungloved hand. All right, so Chuco got his package, man. Yeah,
Good. Good.
yeah,
I
he
need to
got his
know
package.
If Simon got his.
Now, Tracking says he'll get it on Friday, so
Okay.
he'll get it
All right.
tomorrow.
Good. Good.
Yeah, he'll
Good.
get it
All right.
tomorrow.
He's the only other person I hadn't. I
Yeah.
did a giveaway on some flat tops,
Okay.
some 2-burner flat tops.
Yeah.
So I just needed to make sure that
All
people
right.
got them.
Hey, I love Darnell. I love the starving. I love the bearded butchers, man. They do some
Yeah.
educational stuff. Those
Yep.
those gentlemen have some skills. They've been at that meat cutting for quite some time. That doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, that does not happen overnight. Well, folks, we are out at an
No.
hour and a half, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Once again, be on the lookout. Mike's video drops on Monday, part 1, and then he will come back with part 2 on Tuesday. I will also be coming with our video on Tuesday. So once again, I want to thank all of you guys and gals for hanging out with Mama and Papa Joe. Mike, thank you very much, man, for hanging out. Much appreciated.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for
An
having me.
absolute pleasure, man. An absolute pleasure. Want you guys to handle business tomorrow. Stay safe. And Mom and I will see you when we see you. Y'all take care.